Welcome to Kyle Anthony's UFC betting show. I am Kyle Anthony, and welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the bet review show for UFC on ESPN 3, Francis Ngannou versus Junior Dos Santos. We're going to talk about our two free plays that we had and go over just quickly what we thought about the card. It was a great card action-wise. A lot of great knockouts. Definitely some up-and-comers that are worth taking a look at maybe on their next fight, because there really were some spectacular knockouts and some fighters definitely look forward to in the near future. But the first one we're going to talk about is our free play. Our free play was on Francis Ngannou to defeat Junior Dos Santos in the main event, and boy, he came through. I have been riding him for the last few fights against Curtis Blades, also against Cain Velasquez, so it was nice to get another payday on him. But boy, did he come out there and do what he normally has been doing, and what everyone was hoping this hype train would be doing. He goes out there in that first round, 71 seconds, and it was kind of a weird exchange because he came out, I thought, very interesting, throwing out 2 or 3 leg kicks, really hard leg kicks, which really changed the whole game plan. And even Junior Dos Santos talked about that on the press conference, kind of how things change so quickly in the sport. You're getting ready for a guy who's going to come out there, throw a barrage of punches, and he starts out with 3 hard leg kicks that really kind of threw him off. And then Dos Santos going in there, I thought was, I think he wanted to really put away Ngannou, and I think he got overly excited and throwing that crazy overhand. Which the overhand has definitely finished many opponents over his career, without a doubt. When that thing lands, people are being dropped. But I thought it was kind of a sloppy attempt. He was really outside. It wasn't in a good exchange that he was really doing that. Put him in a horrible situation. Ngannou was able to get behind JDS, which was a weird spot. Caught him on the chin, dropped him, got on top of him, got the finish, and Ngannou does get us to cash in. But I thought it was a very odd exchange, just even at the end. It almost looked like Dos Santos just turtled up. I mean, he got hit. He definitely got hit with something, which was not anywhere near the power that Ngannou can really land when he's really positioned in the right spot and looking to really drive his body through it. But he was behind him, caught him on the chin, he dropped, and I think Dos Santos at that point just wanted no part of it. I think he's at the end here. This is, he goes out there and against Tuivasa was a little bit of a question mark, and he looked good against Lewis, but this was a really bad fight, I think, for JDS. But overall, Ngannou looked fantastic, gets us to cash in, dominating performance for him again. I mean, you look at what he's done. You've got it was 71 seconds his last fight, 26 seconds against Velasquez, 45 seconds against Curtis Blades. I mean, if he doesn't fight the winner of the heavyweight title fight between Cormier and Stipe, that'd be insane. I hope that's the next fight that happens. We were already talking to a couple of you on the comment section, also on Twitter today, talking about who you like. Who you like here. If it's Ngannou versus Stipe, do you like it? If it's Ngannou versus Cormier, who do you like there? That's kind of off of just kind of throwing it out there. I think I would go Cormier to beat Ngannou. I think that the striking of and the pressure, I think, of Cormier being able to take him down would be very interesting. But could he get him down? We'd kind of see what would happen there. But that happens to be the free play, and Francis Ngannou does get us to cash in. And then the other one we had was Demian Maia versus Anthony Martin, and Demian Maia did get us to cash in. We had a nice 2-0 day today, 2-0 day last night. Demian Maia goes out there, and this was a pretty crazy fight, because what I was looking at was that, Maia was going to put the pressure on. Maia was going to be able to go forward, put that pressure on, and really force Martin to defend the takedowns early. And the fact that he was a 50% takedown defense, Martin was on the takedowns, I thought that Maia would really be able to work that well. He was able to do it very well in that first round. Kind of boring, but this is Maia. It doesn't have to be pretty to cash it in. But, he went in there, got the takedown. Really, even in spots, he wasn't even looking to just kind of pepper him with a couple shots, a couple jabs, just kind of at least just building up some totals and strikes. Pretty much all positioning. He kept looking for that position. He kept looking for the positioning. Wasn't landing much, but had the control. Won that first round easy. Into that second round, kind of the same thing. He didn't really do too much. And even in spots, I got to say, Martin did well for being on the ground with Maia for as long as Martin was and not get choked out. That was pretty impressive. I mean, I gotta say, he definitely was able to defend a lot better. Couldn't get up, which, again, not many people can. And he actually did a couple times. I take that back. He actually did pop back up, and maybe he was dragged back down. But certain spots there for for Martin to even just survive. I thought right when he was on the ground, here comes a choke out, and he was able to kind of pop out or kind of move around. But into that third round, definitely 2-0, you got Maia going into that third round, and he looked as gassed as I have ever seen him. I mean, going into that third round, it was almost like just don't get hit, because even when Martin was landing a couple decent shots in that third round, he was stumbling, he looked, and there was no pressure either, which thank God he wasn't, because Maia looked like he was going to go down at some point. He was so gassed, but Martin just could not move forward. It's easier said than done because his coaches were yelling for Martin to keep pushing forward, but all Martin's thinking obviously is, I was just on the ground for the last 10 minutes, rushing in or letting Maia rush in on me. So the fact that he maybe should have done more in that third round, but Maia was able to at least survive that third round, gets us to cash in. It was a nice 2-0 night for us. Ngannou comes in, Damian Maia comes in. Got to go to the next event. Nice to have a nice profitable night. We will have the next one coming up for UFC 239. Great card. Very excited to talk about that card. I have a lot of plays actually that I do want to talk about on next week. So we will have that video out on Thursday. And then again, the Bet Review Show will be on that Sunday. So Thursday, I like to do the videos right around 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Is when I like to post up my prediction video. Definitely comment down in the comment section of who you bet. Did you bet Ngannou? Did you bet Maia? Who did you have? Kind of let me know some of your plays. I actually did like the play that was Ngannou knockout. It was probably a little bit stronger of a play too, because you're going to get a little bit better odds there. And Ngannou was definitely not going to win this was not going to a decision, but I did like that play also. I was talking to somebody about as well. So definitely subscribe, like, head kick the bell icon, get involved in the channel. This is Kyle Anthony's UFC Betting Show, and I'll see you Thursday at the next prediction show.